Welcome Pisces and Pisces cross watchers to your monthly love reading for October 2023. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and of course thank you for stopping by my channel. I did get the big deck out. It's just a really loud deck on the mic to shuffle. So we're going to look at what each of you is thinking and feeling and actions and intentions towards each other and the relationship. Okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles for you. What's Pisces feeling about this person? Okay. And what? Hold on for a second here. Okay. So overall energy, so someone definitely is feeling here that they are being shortchanged. It's almost like somebody doesn't feel like they're being given a fair chance or a fair shake, I'm hearing. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Whoops, sorry. Pisces, I feel here that it actually feels like you each have very different feelings about this emotion. Like you're both looking at it through a very different lens. What's interesting is it almost feels like this person kind of feels like they have to chase after you. And that's not to say that you're doing anything, good, bad, or ugly. That's what this person's feeling like they have to do. And from what I'm seeing, it doesn't really look like they have a problem doing that, if you catch my drift. Sorry. But there's just this energy of them. It's like they have this kind of like, I need this mind over matter. I have to just kind of overcome this, just because Pisces is maybe holding back, or they're, not really responding the way that I want them to right now. I'm going to win them over. I mean, this is what this person's thinking about you. And I just want to stress, this video is made for 18 and over. Okay, so if you're not, respectfully, go away. Anyway, I love you guys. Just because the deck I'm using today. Anyway. It's like this person really kind of wants to get lost with you. You know what I mean? Like lost together with you. And it's almost like there's part of them that is falling in love with the idea. You know what I mean? It's like the more that they have to pursue you, the more that they can't have you yet. It's like the more and more they're falling for you here. It almost feels like to this person, there's a certain element of like forbidden love, and they're really idealizing this. I am not going to lie to you. And I feel like you're kind of looking at them, not at all the same way. Not at all. It feels like you're looking at this person like they must be living in a dream world. And not, that you think you're better than anybody or you're unattainable for this person. It feels like it's like either there's a history between you, or you've heard some things about this person that are like drop dead deal breakers for you. But whatever it is, because I'm not going to dig into that, I'm sure that'll be different for everyone. Whatever it is, it's almost like you're looking at this person like their pursuit of you here is futile. It's hopeless. Which is a little, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a little bit confusing for me. But anyway, I don't need to understand it. I just have to read it. Anyway, from what I'm seeing, just what I'm seeing in the cards, this person does have good intentions towards you, but it feels like the type of person that it's like they go with how they feel in the moment, and they're kind of like pushed and pulled by that rather than kind of being able to commit or stay in the long term, right? So it's like one day they love you and they're all about you, and the next day they're not. You know what I mean? And it's like, and they don't seem to see anything wrong with that because it's like, well, it's just how I feel today, right? Not understanding that it's, it's great that they're expressing their emotions or whatever, but it's not okay, to use those emotions to kind of toy with other people. Now, that doesn't mean that this person is entirely conscious of the fact that that's what they're doing. But from what I'm seeing, I feel like it's somebody that it's like, if, for example, this, I want to really stress this may not be the actual situation. It's just to capture the energy of what I'm seeing this person. So it's like if two people were in a relationship, this person was in a relationship, and they fell in love with, they were on a trip somewhere in a different country, and they fell in love and they were intimate with that person. And they came back and they'd be like, well, it was just love. I couldn't help it. You know what I mean? It's like they, to their credit, okay, it does feel like their emotions consume them. It feels like it's this huge wave, and it's almost like, again, not excusing it if that's what happened. From what I'm seeing from their perspective, it's like it's this huge wave, and it's almost like when that comes over them, they don't even think about anything else. And that might be hurtful to hear, but it's what message is here. It's like this huge tidal wave that just covers over everything, and it's like they can't even see or think of anything else. And it's like in that same situation, again, it may not be the actual situation. I want to stress that really strongly. In that same situation, after being intimate with that person in the other country, it's like they may think about the person that they have back home, and it's like they feel this wave or this rush of emotion for that person. And it's almost like the oxytocin or the hormonal rush that you get from being intimate with somebody. It's like it goes to their head and they just feel love for everybody. Like it's just a very it feels like it's a very immature type of energy, and not like, oh, this person's petty and da da da. Not, it's not quite what immature usually means. It's more like they're a child living in an adult's body, and in the sense that they don't have any like awareness or control over their own emotional state and their own emotions, right? It's like they just run rampant in this person's life. And I feel like there is part of you that may be looking at this situation, at this person, almost being like, well, is this what I look like to other people? Pisces, if that is what you're thinking, you're going to make your own decision, okay, of course. But from what I'm seeing, I'm going to ask you a question instead of telling you something, actually. Is that you just wondering that out loud, or do you actually think that? From what I'm seeing, it's almost like the situation here is so ludicrous. It's like, it's almost like you're looking at it just double, like kind of touching base with yourself or double checking, like when I have conducted myself, because emotions get the best of all of us sometimes, right? It's almost like you're looking at it like, okay, wait a second. When my emotions get the best of me, is that how I conduct myself? And I feel like it's an immediate no. It's almost like you just kind of want to check in to make sure. And it's not advice to do that. It's that from what I'm seeing, that's what you do, right? Because it's like whatever effect this person had on you, you do not. Like, and it's not saying like, oh, you don't want to do that. It's from what I'm seeing in your energy is that you do not ever want to have that kind of an effect on somebody. And that's why you're kind of questioning, like, wait a second, I don't do that, right? Okay. And I just want to say, Pisces, for some of you, that might not be the case. You might not have that question for yourself because you might already know that. So just wanted to say that because some of you are like, excuse me, Beth. I heard you. So on your end here, we have the Two of Pentacles. which usually is that person that's kind of holding two pentacles, right? One's up, one's down. But in this deck, um, it's very different, right? The energy is the card, or the energy on the card, there we go, is of someone that is, it almost feels like there was something a little bit creepy about this person in the beginning. And I feel like it's almost like there was something about them that kind of made you swoon at first. And I feel like you're looking back at it wondering um, how the F you got into this. You know what I mean? How you kind of got bamboozled or tied up with this person somehow. Because I mean, your emotional state, the imagery on this card is a bit much, I'm not going to lie, but it's very clear that I feel like whatever this person has done, either to you or, that they've done it to someone else, they definitely made a fool of somebody. And I feel like whether, if you were in a relationship with them, it actually feels like either they did or they just about made a fool of you. For those of you that weren't in a connection with this person, I feel like you were kind of on the outside looking in, almost like you were looking in on this, I want to say like biodome of their life, right? It's like a big glass dome and you were able to kind of see all the stuff that they're doing, and it's like you're almost able to see, it's almost like this person is running around so ragged. It's almost like they're running from their life, but they're not running from anything. It's almost like they're running desperately trying to fill something. And I feel like you actually end up looking at them with a lot of compassion and a lot of pity, right? Because it's like you're looking at them like, oh man, again, I want to stress, it's not like a judgmental, you think you're better than anybody, okay? It's not, I'm not getting that kind of energy from you at all. It feels more like you're looking at them being grateful that that's not who you are. It's almost kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so, like, because we all have our stuff, right? We all have the little eccentricities that we have that maybe aren't the best. But whatever you are, Pisces, you know dang well that whatever's going on here is not who you are. I feel like it's almost this energy of like you saying to yourself, I could never hurt somebody that way. You know what it feels like? It's the difference between, again, just to describe the energy, between you being the kind of person that when you're in love with somebody, like nobody else is attractive, right? So it's like you can't wrap your head around this type of thing. Whereas this person, maybe they haven't quite wrapped their head around either what commitment is, or they are polyamorous and they're not interested in monogamy. So it's again may not be the actual situation, okay? It's just to describe the complete difference between the two of you. So, the other interesting energy about this card is that it's in the description for this deck, like they all have their own descriptions. For this one, it's, if I remember correctly, it's that like one day you're essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, but like one day you're the hunter, the next day you're the hunted, right? And it's like, it kind of feels like you're looking at this person knowing that what they actually want is someone to pursue them. But whether you have pursued them or not, some of you have, some of you haven't. I can't really feel that definitively one way or another. But regardless, I feel like you know that this person, even if somebody was pursuing them, which is actually exactly what they want, they would almost kind of flaunt their polyamorous type thing in front of that monogamous person. Now, I want to be clear. It's not that there's, whatever happens between consenting adults is their own business. When commitment levels in a relationship become a problem is when one person is under the impression that it's going to be monogamous and the other person knows it's not and they lie about it. Right? So that's where the problem lies, is that this person, it's almost like they might not really be in touch with what it is that they actually want, but what they're doing, this kind of like toxic playing one person off of another, leaning on like, oh, I was just overcome with emotion or whatever like that, because we all get there, but this is different. We all get mad and maybe yell sometimes, but this is, anyway, I've already said it. We'll keep going. Anyway, I just don't want to keep harping on the same point. Okay. So the point of that was, this person isn't somebody, from what I'm seeing, that you can really respect on any level. Right? It feels like the kind of person that would tell their partner over and over again, like, oh, I won't do it again. I'm so sorry. I was just overcome with da 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 da. When it's like, they may actually feel that way in the moment, but when that moment is gone, when that person they're committed to is no longer in front of them, it's done. And it's like, and it's not even that. It's like they could be with the person that they're committed to, that they've committed to, for example, monogamy. And it's like, and the second they stop saying that, or the second something comes in front of their face or walks by them that they want or are attracted to, it's like they just throw to the side what they just said because they want this, right? And it's like, and in that way, it's really immature because, when it comes to not being able to delay gratification or not being able to give up what you want immediately for what you really want, you know what I'm saying? That's what children are, right? That's why they function the way that they do. That's why they're emotionally, usually not very regulated. Like, there's certain things about being a child, especially when it comes to immediate gratification with this person, that I feel like they would have the audacity to sit and, like, in a coffee shop and say to your face they'd never do it again, then go up and get a coffee and flirt with someone in line. Like, overtly in front of you, clearly getting a lot out of the energy that person's giving them. From what I'm seeing, excuse me, some of you may, it feels very disheartening what's happening here, and I feel like some of you might actually end up blocking this person because the things that they're doing, it's like you just kind of can't watch them. Like, even if there's an amicable breakup or, going back to maybe something never really took off, right? But either way, I feel like you just kind of don't want to watch their social media feed. You don't want to watch them do what they're doing, because I feel like you know them well enough to know that even if the people in their pictures all look happy, someone's getting hurt. So your actions or intentions, very interesting combo. We have the Justice with the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups usually talks about, kind of reminiscing and that kind of familiarity of childhood when you have good memories to look back on, right? Not everybody does, but just to capture it. And then Justice usually talks about the scales being balanced and karma coming around. And I feel like it feels like you're being a much bigger person than I would be able to. So I'm going to give you, give credit where credit is due. I feel like there's part of you that's looking at this situation feeling pity for this person, because it's like, you know how the world works. You know that karma doesn't people don't get let off the hook. Maybe it's just delayed, maybe it's coming down the line, but it always comes back around. And I feel like you're looking at this situation almost with a little bit of like pity, disgust, wanting to wash your hands with it, because it's like you know that this is going to come crashing down on this person, but I feel like part of you feels like they might not even get it, that that's what's happening when it happens, because they're so um, it's like they're just so unaware.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, Pisces, I think I'll leave it there. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful. I love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. It does help the channel. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.